Hello! Welcome to Columbus Percussion Studio B. We are currently following a governor's order for the entire state of Ohio, so our storefront is closed. But we are still here and available to you, our beloved drumming community, for anything that you need. This is my home practice space, and I am all set up to connect with all of you out there. We still have access to our suppliers, and we can still facilitate many orders. We are up and running through our website. You can reach us via email through mail@columbuspercussion.com. We are also set up on Reverb and eBay. Also, we are available over the phone, 614-885-7372. If you have any drum questions, or you need something for your practice space, or you want to place an order, or you just want to connect with other drummers, we would love to hear from you and help in any way that we can. We are here to support you, and we are asking for your support as well as we get through this time together. Currently, I am switching out the batter heads on my practice kit because one, it was long overdue, and two, it seemed like a great opportunity to do something that we get to do at Columbus Percussion almost every day, which is help people with tuning and changing the heads on their drum. I have a 10-inch tom here, and we're going to replace that head today. First step in replacing your heads is to wash your hands. No, I'm not kidding. Wash your hands. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we are ready to change the head. I'm just going to put it right here. Now what this whole scenario is missing is, well, the other person, which is where you are. One of the great things of working at Columbus Percussion is having conversations with people as they want to learn. They want to know more about drums, they want to know more about tuning, they want to know more about parts, sounds they can get with different heads. Just lots of things that you can really have a great discussion with people about while also just switching out a head on a tom. And good to go. Alright. Yeah, that was toast. So now once the head is off, usually we just kind of give a glance at the inside, make sure nothing looks weird. A lot of people like taking the opportunity to check and make sure all the screws on the inside of the casings are in place and good to go. I'm not going to do that this time. Other thing is just be sure that the bearing edge of the drum itself is very clear. Clean, doesn't have any dirt or particles or anything that could get in between the bearing edge and the head itself. All right, fresh head. I like Remo coated Emperors on my practice kit. I get a good sound for what I need them to do in this room. Most times when we're switching out heads at the shop or changing them, if you get a new drum, you'll notice this too, is that the logo for the head is usually lined up with the badge of the drum on the front. It's just a way to kind of keep everything uniform. All the logos are showing in the same way on each drum. Line up the logo of the head with the badge that is on the drum. Grab the hoop.
It's good to give a glance, make sure nothing's hiding out on the side of the hoop that's going to come in
Contact with the collar of the head. Alright, put it back on like that. And key part of the process is when you're first putting a new head back on, is if you can, if the tension rods will allow, just use your fingers to tighten them down as much as you can. Now I'm taking both hands and tightening 2 tension rods across from each other. That way they are bringing tension evenly as we just go for finger tight right now. Now we're going to put tension on it. And so, I like working in a star pattern, basically working across for each time I'm adding tension to the drum. The other thing that I personally do is I always put my left hand on the casing that I'm starting with. It's a habit that I started a long time ago, and it just helps keep me in place to figure out exactly where I am in tuning a drum. On a 10, it's not that hard to get lost, but if you get a 10 lug snare drum, it kind of helps to be like, wait, where was I? Oh, I started here. Okay. So, here we go. Adding tension. I'm usually not afraid to go for a half turn at least, right off the bat from finger tightening. So, if not even a little more sometimes, half a turn, turn and a quarter, because we're going to be adding tension to the head, but we're also going to be kind of stretching it out and seating it at the same time. So it's going to go up in pitch and then we'll bring it back down. So we have some room to work with to get it to where it's going to mostly settle in. And with that, on a 10-inch tom, is probably going to give you enough tension to actually start getting some tone. There we go. Great. So, we've got tone. Now we're basically to the point of starting to seat the drum head a little more, because as you can maybe hear some of the cracking that's happening already, that glue in the Remo collar is giving away and allowing the mylar to stretch across the bearing edge a little bit more. So I do like pushing to help the process. Then as you'll see, it lowers the pitch that we were just at. All right. Now it may have lowered it unevenly based on how much it's giving around each tension area. I utilize my ear when I'm tuning. I've not had a ton of experience with the tuning devices that are out there, tuning assisting devices. What I hear from people who have used those devices is there's a little bit of a learning curve, and if you can get over that, you can certainly utilize them and utilize them very effectively. But initially, starting off, just putting it on and going and saying, all right, now my drum should be in tune, still going to be kind of more in the ballpark with some fine tuning you may have to do on your own. Or as you learn to use the device more, you'll get better at fine tuning it along with the device being there. Okay, so where are we at? I'm hearing lower tones. I always initially listen for the tones that are lowest and try to bring those up to the other tones that I'm hearing. Basically, I'm coming from the approach of we're going to also seat the head more and stretch it out more, so overall lower the pitch. So we're not looking for our goal tone right now. A little lower there. this part of the process, I'm not even really going even a quarter turn. With the 10-inch tom, you're going to get a good bit of distance out of not much turning. Once you have the head on and you're starting to bring the pitch, match the pitch around the drum. Cool. That's pretty darn close around the drum. I'm going to stretch it out again. Again, we've lowered the pitch a little bit. It's seating in a little more. Let's. So now we've gotten to the point where I know where I want the tone of this drum to end up. So we're getting close to checking, does this drum sound how I want it to sound, how you want it to sound. So next thing I usually do at this point is check where we are as far as top head to bottom head relationship. There's a lot of opinions out there on this, and my opinion, for what I like, what I want to hear, I've had the most luck with tuning the resonance head slightly higher pitch than the batter head. It's worked out well for me in most tuning scenarios. Floor toms can get a little trickier, but we'll move to the floor tom on another day. Right now we're in that area of resonant head slightly higher than the batter head. We've got tones matching pretty good around the batter head. Now would be a good time to check and see what it sounds like. A little growly. A little bit of a buzz, a little growly. Okay. Starting there, it still sounds higher in pitch than I would want it, so I'm going to stretch it out again. At this point, we're basically rinse and repeat until we get to where we want the drum to be and where we're getting good sound, the sound that we like. So, repeating the steps. I seated the head more, pressed on it, brought it down a pitch, see if we can get the pitches matching here, make sure it's all tuned close around, and then see what it sounds like. Start bringing some of these down. Another tip is, if you are loosening any tension rod for any tuning purposes, be sure to, you don't have to press hard, but give a little bit of a press to the head to bring the tension of the head even around the hoop. Also a good opportunity to check the bottom head and make sure it is in tune with itself at least. Bottom head doesn't get nearly as much action as the top head, so if you have a bottom head that you left it in tune the last time, don't be surprised if it's still in tune when you come back. Okay, so let's see where we're at now. I like that sound. Okay. Now we are to the point of I like the sound. I'm going to put it back on the mount. So we're leaving the floor tom alone for now. We'll get to that next time. So I will continue to get my Yamaha Stage Custom Birch kit sounding better, get some work done for the shop, and I will be back to connect again with you all here from Columbus Percussion Studio B. In the meantime, please let us know how you all are doing. What are you working on? What's your practice space look like? Do you need some new ideas of things to work on? Do you have some new ideas that you're really having fun with? What gear do you have? Please share with us. Leave a comment below if you want. Email us, mail at columbuspercussion.com. You can call us anytime, 614-885-7372. We'd love to hear from you and connect with you as we all get through this. Keep playing, keep connected, and we'll see you again soon.